All right, Ethan, say some stuff. Oh, why can't I hear you? Hold on. Okay, say some stuff now.
Caw.
Woo! Amanda, say some stuff.
Hi.
Yay! Okay. And let me get to this chat. Here.
Oh, so there was a leak?
No. And this is this is why. This is why people don't understand how the internet works. There hasn't been a single leak. It's just that there's screen caps, so people assume that there must be a leak. And then I have them change out. That's one of the reasons I changed out the screen caps for the edited ones that didn't include the player. Because I was like, I really can't have, people trying to be like, oh, it's a leak. But what I do like about it is being like, oh, yeah, there was definitely a leak. And then blaming Teen Wolf for it. And being like, oh, yeah, hey, Bashful. Oh, y'all came out. Hey, Origin Fire, Hysterical, Zoe, Mib, Shinny. Don't forget to speak Aiden and Bashful again. Because she's so sweet. And then actually I am going to put this in the spoilers chat. Since we're talking about it. Hey guys, about to podcast. We'll talk about some spoilers at the end. Okay, so, okay, welcome everybody. Beacon Hills, during the day Pacific Standard Time. I, of course, am Sticky Keys. We got a full house tonight. I hope Liz didn't pass out in the garbage, thank God. We're in this really nice building, but it has a garbage chute, and the area is clean, but you can literally, Liz came back like, oh, you can literally smell it as you're going, and it is just like, it is rough. Hey, Tori Marie. Hey, Fanish Knitter. Okay, so to my right is Mary. Say hi, Mary.
Hi.
Yay. To her right is Liz. Say hi, Liz.
Oh, hi.
Yay. To Liz's right is Eli. Say hi, Eli.
Hello.
Yay. To Eli's right is Amanda. I know. We're getting there. Is Amanda.
Hi.
Yay. And to Amanda's right is involuntary permanent co-host Ethan. Say hi, Ethan.
Hi, everybody.
Woo.
Coming at you live from the White Mountains in New Hampshire.
Yes.
All the time.
Oh. See, and I found that Amanda lives on, up there by you. So now we all have to, get together and have a New England Staircast. We're going to have a New England Staircon and talk about Wicked Hat Boys. I don't know. I feel like I just offended somebody. But
I remember when I was in the car with you or something, like when you first picked me up for the con, you were just like, oh, and your accent is just hilarious.
I love it. I love it so much. And I remember I was trying to tell you, you were like, we don't talk like that. And I'm like, yes, you do. I was like, Patty in the Cas, Pack in the Cat Pack. It sounds awful. Hey, Vagabond Fox, Lathan Furs, Leo Mejia. And, hey, Key and Tori. I think I said your name just in case, off the deep end. Okay, so real quick. Monday was the advanced screening, right?
Yes.
Okay.
One of the advanced screenings.
Yeah.
Not the premiere, but...
Exactly. This was the advanced screening. No Dylan spotting. I did try to steal the sign and they didn't let me. I was sabotaged at concessions and they were like, you can't take that. And I was like, oh, okay.
No, it failed.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
But the movie was fantastic. We had such a good time. It was really exciting. And then, so Tuesday was the premiere, and we had tickets to the premiere. So, and we should have stuck with Caroline, but we met Astidia, and she was Astidia since season 1. And I said, we're all going to get together. Sterix and Astidia, I was like, explain this to me. We need to come together on this. And it was fine. It was super cute. Oh, we met that stalker girl, Marina, whatever, who has pics with everybody. And then she come looking at me like I'm the crazy one. And I said, you have pictures with all these celebs. Of course I know who you are. And I'm just coming up to you to say hi, because I was trying to see where her position in line was, to see if we could get up closer, like, and just pretend we're talking to her, but she was not having it. So I was like, okay, whatever. Oh, but Bebe Thanks Derek hooked us up the first time, because he ended up, we did get a hookup with Carolyn, because she was further in line, and we ended up hanging with her. So Bebe Thanks Derek was first in line for the advanced screening, and it was fantastic. And then we met a girl in line at the premiere. So we kept having to go to the fence, and then her dad was going to call us when they started handing out tickets. But there was like this French couple that was crazy, and then there was this Marine lady that was even crazier. Los Angeles is full of characters, and that's all I can say. It was nuts. Hey, Josh Jack, I haven't seen you forever. The premiere was wonderful. We were a little bit worried that Dylan wasn't going to show, because they kept taking pictures of like all the cast, and people were like, where's Dylan? Where's Dylan? Where's Dylan? Then we saw the back of Dylan's head. And then he turned around, and it was just like all decorum went out the window. All bets, all politeness.
If I go through my pictures, you can tell when I spotted him, because my fucking picture. Oh!
Yeah! Because at first we were taking pictures like between people, and we were being real nice, like, oh, we're not going to ask them to move. We can get Taylor Kitsch's head underneath someone else's, arm.
And then it became the Hunger Games.
Yeah. Yes. And security kept being like, oh, the movie's about to start, people. The movie's about to start.
Please move away. I'm like, fuck off, dude.
Exactly. I'm like, the cast is out here. That movie is not starting until they get inside. So if they're out here, I'm out here. And so, like, everyone had their arms in the air because you're taking it over the photographers. Then I went to the side where the bathrooms are, and I got pictures. I was, like, right there. But the security guard kept being like, ma'am, please go to your seat. Ma'am, please go to your seat. And I was like, click, 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 click. And he was like, ma'am, please go to your seat. And I was like, So then I'm slightly ashamed, but then again, not really, because we never got our 40 acres and a mule. So I deserve to use Black Lives Matter for my defense. I looked at this white girl who was in front of me, and I was like, how come you're not asking her to move? And then the white girl turned around, and I looked at her, and I was like, it's okay, it's okay. And then she was like, huh? And then she just shrugged and like turned around, and I said, exactly. And then the guy was like, ma'am, come on, we have to get this room clear. And I was like, it's like, I'm down for the cause. I hear you, brother, but I am going to keep taking these pictures until the exact moment that I can no longer take these pictures. You don't understand. Yes. I was like, the Bay outranks you in every single way. It's not going to happen. So finally he walked away. And then finally they started like doing the lights or something like that. I should have stayed a little bit longer because evidently Dylan went by concessions. And then that's when the girl we were with got a picture with him. And I was like, ah! But Sarah, she got to meet Britt Robertson. And then Britt like introduced her girlfriend who was with her. It was just like, yeah, this is my friend Tara. And then Sarah's like, what? I don't care. What's happening? And then Sarah got sick. She thinks she has the flu. So she was going to be here, but she couldn't make it. And so, Bay outranks everybody. How dare they even suggest that he does not? So then, afterwards, we knew that there was going to be an after party at the Roosevelt.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you know her well.
Yeah.
I know by that that. Oh no, that I just heard.
Did you have to bail her out of jail?
I thought we might have to.
See, what happened was
What happened was that never starts a good story.
the problem that starts all the best stories. Let's be real. But so basically, okay, we had seen Ryan Kelly earlier in his little muscle shirt and sweats, and if I had seen him, I was like, Ryan, get us into this party. Like, and then evidently Dexter was there, and I didn't see Dexter. I was like,
I
God
saw
dang! I know Eli saw him, but well, no, you were like, there's that guy from the Maze Runner, and I was like, which one? I was like, it's a casting guy. You're like, that guy, and then by that time he was gone. So I was like, oh, okay. But so we're walking towards the theater. We walk inside the door, and they're like, oh, for the premiere, have your tickets out. It's the small tickets, have your tickets out. So then
Wait, let
we
me
keep...
just-
Okay.
So we're all as a group walking, and then me, Liz, and Sarah are like, we're not gonna get in trouble. We don't want to do this. So we back off and go to the side, and they're like, you need your tickets. And this bitch, she's completely ignoring them, like digging around in her purse, like she's got a ticket.
I was like,
We're like, Jesus Christ.
if I conjure... Girl, I was looking for some scissors to cut the ticket I had. And
Like, maybe if I cut this ticket, they'll let me get in.
I was gonna ask one of the people in front of us if I could borrow it so I could like at least get the right shit.
Yes,
If you
exactly.
get the right shit and cut it,
If I could borrow it.
Ethan,
No,
I'm
I was
telling
ready
you,
to
no,
have sex
Ethan,
with
I
some
need to
people
tell
today
you
anyway.
how tripe. There was a point where there were these little palm trees, and there was enough space in the palm tree, and I said, if we're real slick, we can slip through these palm trees. But the problem was I couldn't tell if there was a landing off of the palm tree, and so I was like, I don't want to have to slip in these palm trees and then fall flat on my face. And so I'm thinking about that and digging in my purse, trying to conjure up tickets while we're walking. And me and Eli are walking with purpose. We belong there. We are supposed to be there. That is what we are like. We get to the end. Eli is almost in. The first person lets him by. The second person, he's kind of holding like half of his tickets out of his pocket so that only the short half is shown. He's trying to, and he's about to get in. And then he gets stopped by like a second person that's like, okay, your ticket. And then me, I just freeze. I completely freeze. And then I'm like, bathroom? Bathroom? Where's... I thought this was the line for the bathroom. It was...
No, I was ready to do some
So
so
trash.
cozy just to get into that.
Right.
I was like, I will have sex with him if he lets us get into this premiere.
Yes!
With him. I will suck somebody's dick.
So wait, so this wasn't for the party, the after party.
Yeah, this is for the after party, yeah.
Oh, okay, this is for the after party.
And so
Okay.
we were
Oh.
right there, and then we got diverted, and we had to go all the way back around. And I was just like, oh, if only. We were so close. It was so good. But then we just went home and went to sleep because we was tired. And then me falling between those palm trees would not have been a good look. So then Thursday or Wednesday, we go to Corden, and that Marina girl is like first in line. Exactly. And then just looks at me like, ugh. And I'm just like, girl, who are you? And so that one went just fine. You see Eli a lot on the TV. Like, you see him a lot, especially when Dylan comes in. You see him almost fall.
I almost fell. Like I was trying to push those little girls out of the way. Fell over trying to get at Dylan.
It was gorgeous. It was so good. And then, it was so good. Oh, and then so as James Corden was leaving, I was going to put my hand down because I was right by the landing. So I was going to put my hand down to like give him a high five. But I said, watch this be my luck, and I slap him right in the face. So I was like, nope, not going to do that. So as he was leaving, I was
Even
like...
for the chance to touch Bay?
Well, no, just for like, this was James Corden. So
right.
he went out a different way. Yeah, Dylan went out a different way. But I was way at the end, so I would never have reached him anyway.
Yeah,
then he went, so James Corden went by, and I was like, bye, thank you. And then he looked up, he said, bye. And I was like, yay. So that was exciting.
Your
And
best
then, let's see, Thursday. Oh, I went to, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and Paul Scheer was doing his evening with Paul. And he had Weird Al Yankovic there, Jordan Black, Elan Tate, Noelle Wells, and then Darcy Carden, who's on The Good Place, and she's Janet. And I didn't realize that was her until I saw her, and I was like, Janet! But I got to meet all of them, and that was super fun. And let's see, who else did we meet? I feel like there's someone else that we met. Oh, we saw Superfruit, and that was awesome. They did a great job. That's Liz's.
Got a niche.
Yep, Liz got us all on Superfruit, and it was amazing. And then, let's see, what's today? I know, like what happened the last 3 days? And then I think we went to Universal. Whew, that was a day. It was fun. But, okay, so American Assassin, it was exactly what I expected it to be. And I enjoyed it quite a bit. Now, Mary, you said you liked the books better, right?
Yeah, the book's way better. But I mean, I thought the only two, like, the main thing problem I had with the movie was it was too fast.
Mm-hmm.
They could have had more with Mitch training, because there's a lot more in the book, and the movie makes it seem like, he trained for like 3 days and he can kill people now. I'm like, what the no. Like, he learned like 4 languages in the book and like all this stuff, and I wish that was longer. Like, it doesn't need to be an hour and a half. Like, it should be a little longer.
I do wonder why they cut it down that much, because Sarah even said that they cut
There's a lot cut, yeah.
I understand that
she had seen.
She saw the advanced, the rough cut one that didn't even have like the score and everything. Right. And the thing that was crazy about it.
We can say that now. We
can talk about it now, and I won't get any emails talking about cease and desist. And I'm just like, they tried to email me talking about, you were talking to Sarah. Can you tell her to take stuff down? No. And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't know who you're talking about. Get away from me. But I do hope that there's a director's cut of the DVD, because the editing was choppy AF. The editing was rough. And it was it didn't need to be that way, because yes, I would almost like the next movie if they had half of the next movie being that 18 months where he just, right after the accident, then he's doing all this training and stuff. Because what they don't tell you in this film, and this is what makes me mad, when they're like, he's trying to be the next Jason Bourne. He's trying to be and I was like, Mitch Rapp is not Jason Bourne by any stretch of the imagination. I said, Mitch Rapp really isn't necessarily the good guy. He's our protagonist, but he's not necessarily the good guy. He is very rough, and he needs a lot of shaping, which he's doing this for revenge. He's not fighting terrorists to fight terrorism. He's fighting them because they killed his girlfriend. So he's going to be flawed. He's going to have these issues. And I said, let him have that, so he can get through it. That's who his character is. Jason Bourne, you felt for him because he didn't understand what was going on with him at all. Mitch knows exactly what's going on. He knows exactly what he's doing. And he's kind of a dick throughout the whole thing, but it works so well. And I said, really, the main thing isn't that you could call Mitch a bad guy in certain ways, but ultimately he's better than Taylor Kitsch's character. And so that's kind of what matters. And that's why it matters that this be a trilogy and that it has a sequel. Because right now, Kitsch is the villain because he's the baddest guy there. Right. But he's not the only bad guy there. So someone says he's more of a John Wick. I do need to still watch John Wick. And they did need a little bit more of his backstory, but I think it just amounts to spoiled rich kid. And then I think like Katrina kind of turned his life around. One thing I didn't make a connection with was he kept imagining the guy.
Yeah. You told me, you're like, no, it makes sense.
Exactly. Because I was like, this is getting a little racist. I'm like, that's how I feel feel about this right now. He kept imagining the guy's face, the Al Mansour guy, of who he... Oh, spoilers for American Assassin. Sorry. He kept imagining the guy's face. And everywhere he went, and I said, instead of imagining the terrorist or who his objective was, he was imagining the guy's face. And I said, why is he so... like hell-bent on getting this guy? And I said, did we see him earlier? I said, I know he's the leader of these terrorists, but why does Mitch like love him so, or hate him so much? And then when we watched it the second time, I saw that was the guy specifically that shot Katrina in the face, and like went up and shot her specifically for him. Oh, see, you guys got your stuff before we did. I didn't know. And so once that happened, then I was like, okay, so this isn't racist. Good. He's not just looking at terrorism and imagining the same brown guy to shoot in the face. There's method to this madness. And that's where I also think that the movie did a very good job, was there are Muslims in it, but it's not Islamophobic. In fact, the only time that they really talk about religion is one guy, he is an extremist. And you have to do this whole, we fight against American infidels kind of chant. Ooh, and that's where Dylan speaks all this Arabic in a row, and it is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And he speaks Turkish, he speaks Spanish, and he speaks it badly, but that's kind of the point. And then, and then the main villain guy. He's Muslim, but he's also a politician. So you just kind of take that with a grain of salt. No BBS, I did not notice. Oh, do you have people? We're getting feedback.
Oh, feedback. 1 second.
There you go. Let's see. Oh, yes, later. Ooh, his language skills were amazing. They were so good. So right now, I think they reported in at current Box Office Mojo for...
Are we good for feedback, by the way?
Yes, we're great. Thank you.
Okay. Yep.
We're on now for MS, and then we'll segue into Teen Wolf. I'm sending Cole a message real quick. Let me get these numbers. Oh, where are they?
People hate this movie, though.
People hate what?
People hate this movie, though.
I don't think so. And that's a weird thing, is I keep hearing that. And I'm like, I don't see the results of that. Because even the critics...
I'm seeing it on Reddit, yeah, big time. But also, one of Terrence's colleagues did it was basically a hit piece on it. I was just like, holy shit, he just fucking tore a new one into this movie.
But I don't understand the criticism. Like, what were they expecting?
Like the charming part, I don't get it. He's not James Bond.
Exactly. He's not supposed to be charming.
Because they murdered his fiance.
Exactly. That's what. So yeah.
So I was just reading a comment. It just said, "An all-American bro vows vengeance on a group of vaguely brown terrorists because they killed my girl, bro. In the course of 18 months, he becomes the greatest fighter the American military has ever seen by recovering from a bullet wound, going to MMA classes, and doing CrossFit."
Yeah, and it's like, but that's not what happens. Like, he's not the greatest, and they completely beat him down several times. In fact, he's not even that great of a recruit, because he never does what anyone tells him to do, and really just kind of gets lucky because people need to come and bail him out. His real save the cat moment is when he saves someone later on in the film, and kind of understanding that there is a secret kind of operative in the mix. But I think they're expecting him to be a hero. And that's why I'm saying Mitch Rapp is not a hero yet. This is the beginning of his story. This is how he gets started. But there's nothing perfect about him. And I think that that's what works in his favor. And so I'm like, if people stop... And that's why when people are like, oh, it's so predictable. But I'm like, it's really not, because a predictable one would have him be perfect, would have every
Right.
move he make be the absolute right move, you know?
Mhm.
Sorry, Amanda, go ahead. What were you saying? Have you had a
Oh, no,
chance
I'm-
to see it yet?
Hmm?
Have you had
I'm
a
going
chance to see it?
tomorrow to see it.
Okay, good, good.
But I mean, like, from what I've seen from reviews, like, even people who didn't like the movie itself, people still had good things to say about him, like Dylan as the character. Like, that he made it believable.
Oh,
and stuff
people
like that.
love
Even if, like, the movie
Dylan.
itself was formulaic and, you know.
Exactly. People are loving Dylan. But that's why I don't understand. It's like, I think that Dylan did a really good job of showing the flaws of Mitch. So I'm like, if you're still going through this and you're not understanding that he's a flawed character, then what are you watching, or how are you watching it? Like, are you watching it with so much expectation that you can't enjoy the actual movie? And that's what I
Right.
feel is kind of happening. That it's a pop, I guess, yeah, it's a popcorn action flick. You know, it's not trying to teach us anything. It's not trying to be better than anything. It's just showing you how this kid got his start. But I think people are so used to automatic heroes that they miss that this is his journey film, you know? Or at least that's the way that I enjoyed it.
I think that probably is the problem. They're expecting, like, him to just, like, take this experience and then become, like, the classic. But that would be the stereotypical thing. Like,
Exactly.
that's what makes it different. So I don't understand why that would be an issue.
Because they're like, oh yeah, he's killing
I think that'd make it
terrorists
more
because
interesting.
they killed his girlfriend, bro. And I'm like, yes, that's exactly why. Like, I mean, and they're not sugarcoating that. They're not saying that Mitch Rapp cares about terrorism. They're not saying Mitch Rapp cares about saving his country. He lets you know from the get-go, I'm doing this for revenge. And then later he learns about patriotism, because even Keaton is kind of cold-blooded. One of their operative dies really early, and he's like, well, what about this dude? And he's like, that dude's gone. He's a ghost. You know, and it's just like, oh. And one thing I did love is they kept calling Kitsch Section 8. And it goes back to my whole thing about disenfranchised youths being forced to join the military. And so I'm like, even with Ghost, there's a sympathy there. And it's like, I could sympathize with you, Taylor Kitsch, but you're still killing lots of people. So really, thank you for your service. Go sit down. So yeah, that was my thoughts. I really enjoyed it. I've seen it twice already, and I'll probably see it a third. I might go with Terrence tonight. He didn't get to go last night, so he said he's going to try to go tonight, and we'll see what he says. And but in general, on a purely aesthetic level, my God. When he is dunking the girl in the bathroom and he's got them tight, wet jeans, they're showing off all his little thighs, and he's shirtless, and
Like,
and then there's a scene.
Slid right off her sleeve.
I know, right? Like, wee. That's why I said D-Box can't take me, man. D-Box can't take me. I can't deal with the nail ripping scene, although. And that's what makes it so fun. Michael Keaton owned his part in this movie. He did such a great job.
That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing Michael Keaton was really good, and then the dialogue was terrible. Those are the two, like, consistent things that I'm
The
seeing.
dialogue was rough. If anything is predictable, it was the dialogue. And you could see Bay, like, there were some lines where he would say stuff, and you're just like, really? And you could kind of see it on his face, like, just get through the scene. Just get through the scene. It was fantastic. I enjoyed it. Ooh, yes, where he chokes that guy out with his legs. God dang
That
it.
was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
That worked fine.
Someone said, all praise to the costumer who put Dylan in those jeans and that sweater that rides up when Dylan is kneeling with his hands on his head. And
Right.
if you would have seen him slip into the window, it was just so smooth. That's the thing about Dylan, is he is so graceful. Like when he was jumping from the one boat onto the other, the little roll, it was so cute. Yeah, and the ending was ridiculous, but I thought it was ridiculous in a really fun way. Not the ending, but like the big climax ending.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. And then, where's our pizza? I'm sorry. Like Liz and Eli are eating because they ordered food. We're on now, Cole. Come on, get it together. Let me add Cole real quick.
I was gonna say I probably wanted to go around 4:30 just because I gotta still like pack my computer and stuff. So if we could do like the Teen Wolf stuff and then I could head out.
Certainly, because you keep acting like I know what time it is where you are, and I don't.
1:30 your time.
Okay, cool. Okay, so you are. Oh, and then my computer is 2 hours ahead. And so my timeline is just all messed up.
Yeah, you're just operating on a few different timelines.
I'm telling you, man. We're on now, ho. God dang it, Cole. Oh, here he is. Cole, can you hear us? Cole, I see you, but I don't hear you or see you. So, anyone in the chat, do you have any American Assassin questions? We can wind this up. Oh, the window dropped. Oh, but no, that was Kitch. Oh, there you are. Hi, Cole. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yep. Yay.
My Wi-Fi is like freaking out.
Is it acting up? Because it knows you're about to talk some mess. That's why. What do you mean? I'm on the Teen Wolf timeline. LOL. Because that's one thing we need to talk about real quick since we have you on call. So, all right. Spoilers for Teen Wolf. I don't even want to talk about Posey right now. We will talk about that later. So, what was I going to say? So Derek, okay, so we already know Derek is in 619. Styles is in 620. And I forgot about that long, dry, cold open that 620 had. So I'm just like, ugh. But the parts that matter. Honestly, y'all, I don't know anything about 2.0, Pack 2.0, except evidently there's a lot of Theum, so the Theum shippers are going to be getting their lives. There are exactly 2 or 3 scenes of Skerrick, but that's more than I ever needed in my entire life. But I know the Skerrick stands are going to be extremely obnoxious about it. So just gird your loins for that. And then when Derek is in the episode, he's not even in Beacon Hills. He's in Brazil. The problem is they don't tell you it's Brazil. And then also, the timeline doesn't make sense because JR was just in Beacon Hills, evidently, like a couple of episodes ago. Unless, of course, Brazil means like Mexico to them. So how was
means nothing.
Teleporters.
Yeah, they're teleporters. And Amanda, yeah, it means nothing.
Yeah. They like hop back and forth to Mexico whenever they feel like it. So I feel like Brazil is like not that much farther in their minds.
Basically. Oh, and one of my sweet friends was like, they were like, oh, he must be with Cora. And I was just like, oh, that's cute. You think they remember Cora. Right? So messy. I love it. So, he's like, what is travel time? Let's all go to the EU right now. Hey, Nightshine. So, our hoodling. Okay. First of all, trigger warnings for Derek and the women that constantly try to take his life. I don't understand the appeal or why they keep putting him in these positions. But the scene he has with Kate, first of all, in Brazil, Kate shows up in Brazil disguised as an FBI person. I don't know if this is implying that Styles went to Brazil with the FBI, or if
First of all, why is the FBI going to a different country?
And that's what I was gonna ask. Do they even have jurisdiction there?
So that was in Fast and Furious.
Like, no.
But I don't think they had jurisdiction, did they?
I think so. I think that was the reason why it was like iffy for them to go because they could get extradited.
Yeah, like there's like an extradition.
It's not like
but-
Japan. Japan is not extradition.
But they have to deal with the, what is it, a federales? Or they have to deal with the Brazil police.
Yeah, they have
the
to-
policia. And yeah, the policia were not there. it was just,
These two are so stupid.
oh my God, it's so bad. And so, let's see. I'm just beyond myself with how stupid this is. Yeah.
Yeah, that would mean that Styles chased him all the way to Brazil. Is that what they're going with?
Yeah. He literally went to
in
a
his
different,
Jeep.
like,
Find his
Country.
boyfriend.
This is the second time he's gone to a different country for Derek.
Yes.
Yep.
He does nothing for Lydia.
Well, not just that, but then how did he get his
Trying to
Jeep
told her a
back?
couple things, but
Because that means that how did he get his Jeep back? They're so stupid. Okay. So, anywho, so Derek is in Brazil. Kate kills all the FBI agents, just shoots them off one by one. Shoots at Derek. Does she shoot JR? I think she just like beats him. I can't remember. He's just off screen for a while. And then her and Derek trade barbs, like, oh, we're old frenemies. And I'm just like, no, kill her. And then she beats up on him a little bit and, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, Chris, you never let me have any fun. And then Chris reloads and starts shooting at Kate, and then Kate runs away. And
so she's still not dead. She just runs away again.
She just, yeah, it's trash. It's absolute trash. And so, then they arrive in Beacon Hills. Derek arrives with Styles, and we get the Without Us scene. We get a truly ridiculous scene of Derek's stunts, which I can't even deal with. It is,
Hitting the guy with the car.
yeah. Oh, what? Oh! Styles runs over a dude with his Jeep. Smooth plows into him out of the way. And then they're just like, huh? And then he's like, oh, you guys didn't think you'd do this without us? And I'm like, Styles, you just ran over a person. It was just like, it was so ridiculous. But the crazy part is, so then Styles goes to Lydia, and he's like, I can't believe that you guys didn't tell me about this. I can't believe you guys didn't tell me. And then Lydia's just like, we had reasons, very good reasons. And then they walk back over to where Scott and Decalion is sitting there dying, and then Scott and all them. That is the extent of their reunion.
That's their reunion.
That's their reunion.
They just like bicker.
Basically.
I hope the studios enjoy that.
Well, so Lydia Martine girl made a pose.
That girl is a mess.
She is a mess. She kept saying, studios are going into the Scott tag so that they can come harass me, and they're sending me hate-filled ass, but then she forgot that she doesn't have her ass box on.
Yeah, her ass
So
has been
just
open the whole
like-
time, but Derek has supposed to be then sending her death threats and telling her to kill herself.
Exactly.
That's not happening at all.
Exactly. Like, you are so
She's thinking
crazy.
about that story, though. She's really trying.
But so she wrote this thing, and it was so funny because everything that she wrote was exactly right. And so I was just like, well, I don't know what to tell you, homie. Because she was like, but it doesn't make sense. And I'm like, you're right, it doesn't.
But it's Teen Wolf.
It's
so.
Teen Wolf, and the show is trash. So it's completely right. Here, I'm trying to find
Did
it.
she also say that Sidio's going to get a kiss? She's like, they're definitely going to get a kiss.
Yes, and it's like, but they're not. And in fact, so they had a scene where Lydia was in bed. So the studios were convinced that Styles was going to be in bed with her. And so when you see it, Lydia keeps saying, mercy, mercy. And then she wakes up and she's like, where's Jackson? And I'm just like, oh my God. And then
So that
later,
scene,
yeah,
that scene is her calling out for Jackson in bed when they thought they were going to get a Sidio in
serious
bed
sex scene. Yep.
Wait, Styles is in bed with her?
No, they thought that Styles was going to be in bed with her. But
Remember the
she-
shot
That
is
is
like weird from
so messed
above.
up.
You don't see part of her bed; it's like covered, so they thought they were hiding Styles, and that was going to be a video sex scene. But she's alone in bed and yells out for Jackson.
she's alone in bed and wakes up and yells out for Jackson.
Oh, that's amazing.
So then we have the Jackson.
This is so much.
Yes, I know. It's like it's giving me so much life. So she says, y'all realize the spoilers are more than likely fake because it's not realistic for Jackson and Lydia to hug, but for Stydia to only get a handhold. Also, Derek carrying Styles, not realistic, and them all meeting up in the flash forward doesn't sound memorable. Also, they mention nothing about Styles, therefore it's a clear indicator of it being fake. And I'm like, and I was like, you guys, we didn't see a lot of Styles. There is a lot of Scalia, but there is not a lot of Skiles. It's
Ew.
crazy. So Jackson, now here's what makes it even crazier. Jackson is hung up and he's hung up by something, and oh god, they really push him hard into the Kanema thing, and that's just for another scene. But there's a closed door, and all of a sudden he hears Lydia scream, and then there are gunshots and all stuff. Then Styles kicks in the door. And so Jackson is like, Styles? And Styles is like, Jackson. And then Lydia comes through, and she's like, oh my god, Jackson! Runs, jumps into Jackson's arms. Jackson wraps her up, moves his hands down like he's like picking her up to like really hug her, and then they're hugging and holding each other. Then that's when Styles is like, all right, that's enough, okay, that'll do, that's good. He pulls Lydia off of him, but at no time he doesn't look at Lydia. After that is the only time that Styles touches her. He doesn't put an arm around her, he doesn't look at her or like address her.
Honestly,
he just keeps
that
looking.
He was more like a brother, making sure, taking like his sister away from the
Exactly.
Yeah, it was like him being
Yes.
like, yo, you already got hurt by this,
Yeah.
you need to back away.
Like a
I thought
big
you were
brother.
over this. Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't do this to yourself again.
And so, oh my God. So then they don't, now Jackson says, Stilinski, you did this? It makes you think at first that they're talking about Stydia, like the relationship. But he's really talking to, no, he says you did this or something like that. And you think that they're talking about like, oh, Styles, you're with Lydia. But it's not. He's actually talking to Lydia, and Lydia's all proud. She's like, yeah, I did that. And then Styles says, well, I kicked in the door. And then she says, we got to get you out of here. And then he was like, I'm not leaving with Ethan. And then Lydia's like, wait, what? You're with Ethan? And then he's like, with Ethan. And then Styles is like, with Ethan? And they're like, what? You know, and so they're doing this like kind of slapsticky, who's on first kind of nonsense. With Ethan,
Right.
with Ethan, and all this other crap. So then Lydia goes, she's like real confused, and she's like, I knew it, or I knew you'd figure it out. And then everyone smiles, and then they cut, and it goes to another
If she
scene.
knew he was going to figure it out, then why did it take her so long to figure out what he meant?
What he
by
was
being
talking
with
about.
Ethan? If it was such an
Exactly.
obvious thing to her, and then how come this was like such a confusing conversation?
She's just upset she turned one of her boyfriends gay. And then her
Another
other
one.
boyfriend is also gay.
Yeah, exactly. For Derek. Oh my God. So then, and so the scene, oh my God, you guys, I still can't, I say it and I've seen it twice, but I still can't believe it happens. Scott gouges his eyes out. Okay, first of all,
He's a genius.
all of 618, literally the only thing Scott and Malia do the entirety of 618 is learn how to fight without sight. Deucalion gives them blindfolds, and they use like their werewolf supernatural vision to look and to see like the enemy. Scott gets to the end. He's wearing a shirt. He's wearing pants. He's He's got
He's
books.
got eyelids.
He's got eyelids.
He has a jacket on too, doesn't he?
I think he probably has a jacket on. At no time is he like, let me make a little bandage so I can do that. He reaches and digs into his eyeballs, but the special effects are so awful that he's clearly just shutting his eyes.
Yes, you can tell he's just squeezing the blood capsules in his hands.
So funny.
It's so
It
bad.
is awful. And I get what they were trying to do, like closing your eyes wouldn't be enough because
Yeah.
this monster convinces you to open your eyes, even though they do a terrible job. Especially the one with Derek, where she was like,
The
open
Jennifer
your
that
eyes.
just like skeeks me out. Like it's so gross.
It's so gross. But they're like, open your eyes. And I'm like, that would make me close them even more. Like, that's not making me scared. And so they're like, oh God, it's so stupid. What was I gonna say? Oh, and so then, so of course he's not healing, and Derek's like, you gotta heal, Scott, otherwise they're gonna be like that forever. And so they're like, okay. And then they have Malia Tate grabbing Scott by the face and saying, look at me, Scott. Look at me.
No, sir.
With eyeballs.
I'm like, Malia, he has no eyeballs. And she's like, look at me. So then,
But
while
like, I feel the same way. Like whenever I look at Malia, I feel like gouging out my own eyes.
exactly, this is true. This is true. So then, this is when Lydia reaches down and holds Styles' hand. The problem is Styles does not break eye contact from Scott, from like Scott's position. He is staring straight ahead, and it's not like a second. It's like a good like
couple seconds.
few
It's
seconds.
5 seconds.
So she like looks at him and is like, kiss him to Malia. And,
Well,
like,
yeah, but it's not
Styles
until
is still
she
looking
starts
forward.
talking.
And she's going, kiss him to Styles. And I'm like, bitch, he ain't looking at you. And then she looks forward and then he turns and looks at Derek.
Well, no, wait. So first, because I watched it again, because I was like, ah! But she grabs his hands, and he doesn't respond, and then she looks around, and then she looks at him, and he finally turns his head and looks at her, and then she looks and she's like, Malia, kiss him, and Malia's like, what? And she's like, just kiss him, and so the Malia kisses him. Then they shoot back to Styles, who was watching it, because as Scott's eyes start to heal, Styles looks over at Derek, who is already looking at him with like this look of like, oh my God. And then Derek looks at Scott and them, and then after that, we don't even really see like Styles and Malia acknowledge each other. They don't hug. No one's happy. It just cuts and then goes to the hospital. And so I'm like, y'all just don't care at all. So here's where we talk about this fake flash forward. At the beginning of the episode, Posey has this long, ridiculous monologue. And him and JR are hunting down this Rogue Omega. The Rogue Omega is played by Ben Wadsworth, which is why that's the one that they
Kid or
thought.
whatever.
Yeah, they thought that was going to be Scott's kid and that the girl was going to be the Stydia kid. I'm like,
Yeah.
no. And so,
How many years in the future do they fucking think this shit is? Like,
yeah, oh,
they have to have
it's
different
so
people to
stupid.
play these other characters.
Exactly. They're so
so
stupid. And so, throughout the episode, Scott is basically telling this story to this Omega. So, of course, the counselor lady who started all this trouble gets away at the end. So we don't quite know how much time has passed. But really, it makes no sense for longer than a week to have passed. Only because y'all hoes need to go to college. Like, why are you still in Beacon Hills? It's just absolutely ridiculous.
And why are they telling this Omega this story? The man doesn't care. He doesn't know these people.
He is not invested in the least. And so, at the very end of the episode, JR drops off Scott and the new Omega in this like abandoned rail yard. Then that's when everybody drives up. Now, Styles drives up and you can see someone in his passenger seat, and that someone looks like a girl. That someone is not identified as Lydia until far later. So, like, literally, Styles drives up. You see who's in his car. You see Styles get out of the car. They don't show Lydia getting out. They just show, like, the door opening and, like, someone random is coming out. Then you see Malia drive up with Liam. Malia gets 2 beauty shots where it's like they just focus on her. And it's like, yay. I know. Cole is taking the patent to Ethan's side. And then you see...
Derek comes up.
Oh, Derek drives up. Is he by himself?
Yeah.
Okay. And oh God. And so then Scott is like, he's talking to the Omega and they're like in close quarters. So he's like, are they all supernatural? And he was like, not all of them. Some of them are human. And then they show Styles and he winks and that was cute. And then they show Lydia, and she's just kind of standing there like they just called her name, and she's like, huh? Yeah. And she's just like, oh, hey, everybody, I'm here. Yeah, just like, what? And then they show, like, Liam, and then Shelley gets another shot. And then, oh, God, it's so ridiculous. So then they all start walking away. Now they're walking towards the camera. I don't know where they're going to. I don't know what they're going to
like,
do.
What are you going to do?
Exactly.
You're
like
in a warehouse district.
Where
like,
is
what
a
are you
meat
doing?
place? He's selling. Just go to Scott's house. And so, because of the editing, Styles puts both hands. He doesn't look at Lydia. Puts both hands into his jacket and starts walking. Well, first Scott comes up, and of course Scott gets right in the middle of Derek and Styles. And so, they're hugging him and they're doing like the side hug and that kind of thing. Styles comes out of the side hug, puts both hands into his pockets, and they start walking. Lydia starts talking to Liam, and and it almost looks like she holds his hand, but I don't know. Because Lydia just likes holding hands.
She holds everyone's hand.
Then they cut away and they cut back, and then Styles is putting his hands in his pockets again. And like hunching up in himself like, I'm not with her. I'm not with her. I was just like, oh my God. Yeah. And he kind of goes towards Scott. So then finally what they do is everybody else kind of goes ahead and then they focus on Scott and then Scott goes off camera. And then that's the end.
And that's the big Stydia endgame, was him punching in on himself and his pocket so he won't touch her.
Yes. Pretty glorious.
I really hope they're excited. They've kissed Jeff's ass for how long now? For that.
I want them to light him up. At this point, they have nothing to lose. And I just want to go to everyone and be like, light Jeff up. Light him up. You have nothing to lose at this point. What are they going to
They're
do?
still going to say it's our fault.
Oh, yeah. But I'm like, no, don't blame me. Blame your man. Because I got my life from our Steric scenes. Because we had a look and a bridal carry, and that's good enough for me. I will take
I'm going to
that.
be using that bridal carry. I'm just going to be sending it to Stydia. Look at this. Look at Derek's
I'm so ready for
Lydia
posts.
at all.
I'm just ready for these posts, man. I'm so excited to retweet everything.
I've
I'm
been getting screen caps, and I'm going to go to those accounts on the finale night and have them all open and just be like, boop,
And this was
boop,
our ending. How was yours?
boop. Oh, it's so good. I would love to try to trend Steric as Eternal, but I'm gonna be so busy being salty. So it's just like, oh my God, it's so good. It's so freaking good. So yeah, there are more spoilers, but it's mostly like, I don't know what happened with 2.0.
Does anyone care?
Kate may still be alive. I think what they were trying to get at, because Gerard shoots her, and then after some back and forth, she transforms and like kills Gerard. And so I don't know if that was like her last dying act, but they never make it clear whether or not
I
she's
wanted to
dead.
see her die.
Yeah.
Like, I hate her. She's a good villain. Well, she was a good villain. She's not a good villain anymore.
Oh!
But
So this is the other thing that kind of upset me, is that Derek is just like, or Scott, we're family and you're my pack. And he literally calls Derek his pack. But then for Theo and Peter, they're just allies. And I'm like, what? And Derek just doesn't seem to care at all. He's like, you're my brother now, Scott. Oh, God. Those are the parts where I'm like, really, Hecklin? Like, you can do and invest any shade into this at all. I was just like,
No, because clearly Dylan did.
oh my God. Dylan, I love Dylan being like, oh yeah, it's just a silly show, and I love kind of taking the piss out of supernatural shows, and it's a parody, and it's satire, and I was like, God dang, Dylan. But, you know, whatever. Yeah, it's rough, Lethay. It is rough. So that's all I got. I'm going to call these people and ask them about this pizza. God dang it. Because at this point, they need to make me a new one.
Yeah, you were like an hour into waiting for this pizza.
Exactly. I was like, I'll kill everyone in here. Yeah. Yep. It says your online order confirmation. You will receive it in 22 to 32 minutes. I haven't heard from these fools since.
You better get it free.
I know, exactly. Well, it was free anyway. Dang it. I want my points back. All right, so
Alrighty, I have to hit it.
all right, well, say goodnight, Ethan. Thanks for hanging.
Yeah, no problem. We're gonna be leaving soon, so bye.
Yay, have a safe trip back. We'll holler at you.
Oh, we will. Don't worry.
Bye.
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 Ooh. Oh, there was some other drama somewhere else. I love when people are like, where do you get your spoilers from? And I'm like, dear, come on. Got me.
Okay, but somebody is like running around with some Instagram photo of the bridal carry.
Yeah, and
Really?
yeah, I've been trying to get them off of Instagram, but and that's the problem and someone just submitted it, and they're like, I just saw this on the Reddit.
And there's this Stydia, and she's super upset, and she was like, "This better be Photoshop." I'm like, it's not.
Photoshop from what?
This doesn't look real. It looks very disproportionate. I think it's Photoshop. And it's like, no, it's not.
I love it. I love it.
I'm so ready to just see them all collapsing on themselves.
Yes.
They're gonna fight it and say it's photoshopped until it comes on screen, and then they're gonna yell at us.
Yep,
That's
and
how that's gonna be.
I cannot wait.
And then, Sticky, I don't know if you got this, but I sent you like this tweet, and it was like, Derek only carries the people that he loves.
Yes!
And it was like, all these different times he bridal carried people, and then Styles is going to be in like the fourth box.
Yes, I cannot wait because it just had the spoilers. It didn't have the actual screen cap, so now it's like, ha ha.
Yeah.
Oh, Derek, he was like, I know because I carried you. Derek was like, look, you gonna spin this story, but I need people to know I saved the bae. I saved you. So cute. I love it.
I wonder what Heckman's gonna do at cons.
Well, there's a
If he
con
gets asked about it.
coming up right after that. And I said, someone needs to ask him who came up with that scene, how it was executed. I need all of the deets. And so that's on like, someone needs to ask him. He's going to be at Supernova. I think is
He's got one before that. He's got Werewolf Con September 30th.
Oh, that's right. And that's what, in Brussels?
He's got one like right after.
Is that in Brussels or Amsterdam or
that is
some
Brussels.
European country?
We
But
better
now-
get more of his beard because every time something hysteric happens, he comes out with some sort of Instagram.
Well, that's what I'm
with that
wondering
girl.
about. So we'll see because we'll see.
Wonder if she'll show up at that con.
She
Right.
will.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know. I still have thoughts about her, so we'll see. But so far, she seems to be the one who has been the least messy, and so she's been staying in the running. But I don't know, man. I will say that someone said, red dress. Oh, Stydia's. Oh, I love when the people who... Basically, I'll get people, they'll be like, oh, can I have a link to your podcast? And I'm like, you're clearly with MTV. You know, just like the people who are like, you're clearly somebody who just has no idea what's going on and you're just going to report this to someone else. Yeah, you can put Steric on Instagram, just don't put the pictures. That's what I'm trying to avoid, is having those pictures, because then the update accounts get them, especially the non-English speaking ones, and they don't know kind of what's going on, so then they just spread like wildfire. And what else was I going to do? All right. Everything else is about whatchamacallit. Sticky, I need a link to listen.
There's some Sterics that aren't happy about the bridal carry.
Yeah. Well, is it the Twitter crew?
Which is odd. No, there's some on Tumblr.
Really? What are they saying?
They are saying that it's like a slap in the face to Steric's dynamic, because Styles has always been like this hero, and they thought that they were going to get like the actual scene where Styles is carrying Derek under his arms, and they're upset with Jeff. And I'm like, this is Jeff. Like, you should know that he's going to fuck you over. And I mean, the bridal carry is better, personally.
Well, and then I don't see Dylan, like picking up Derek. I don't know. I thought it was cute. Because then Derek puts his hand like on Styles' chest when he's like grabbing at his vest, and he's like, oh. It's just like, it's so cute. Yeah, no mention
of it. Tells you too, that's supposed to be like Styles' recollection of it, or him telling the story, right?
Yeah, one is Styles' version, and then
so, like,
Derek's.
That's what he imagines is like heroically rescuing him and having him touch his chest.
Yes! Yes.
That's canon of what he's imagining.
Oh my God. So obvious. He wants to top, but he's in the big old bottom. Me too. Oh, there was something else I was going to look up, but I can't remember what it was. So I will do this later. All right, you guys, I think that is it. We are going to get ready for the rest of this day. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Oh, they're pissed that Styles is a damsel in distress, please. He got shot in the toe. He got shot in the toe.
Let Derek rescue him.
Which, of course, doesn't carry over at all. He's not limping. He doesn't, like, have any kind of pain. And then when he said that his number one fear was being blind, and we're like, where did that come from? And he doesn't explain it at all. Oh, and then
we know how they, first of all, with injuries, they get injured and like 2 seconds later are out of the hospital. Doesn't matter how deep the wounds were, so that doesn't.
Like, remember when Styles got stabbed in the chest with that shard of glass?
Yeah, exactly. Or the fact that
even more recently, when they were all shot in that other episode, like just a little while ago, and then like he was just like wandering around.
When Styles actually did have an injury, when Dylan had an injury, and then they tried to write it into 601, and I'm like, this is the only time you've ever acknowledged an injury. Which, again, makes me think that he got injured on that set, which still pisses me off. So, I'm just like, I hate you guys. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to figure out what's going on with my pizza. Okay, so I probably won't do another podcast until like Tuesday or so, like whenever I get back and I'm rested. Actually, we'll probably podcast next week during the finale. That will be fun. Oh, yes, and then we will just call out the city as loudly as we can. So, yeah, we're going to figure out something fun.
They're going to try and pretend for like half a second that they're super happy with their endgame shit.
You know they are.
And then it's going to hit them just how little they got and just how screwed over they were. And then they're going to lash out, and it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be.
They are going to lose their shit.
It's going to be
I can't wait till that Meg girl, she releases her review. I want to see what percentage she puts to studio moments.
Oh my God.
She puts like a barely mention. She makes it like a 2 out of 10.
I feel like, no, I wonder if she's going to go in the opposite direction and be like, 10 out of 10, so cute. Ooh.
Like, I feel like she would do that, but I also don't think that she wants to get attacked by Stydia.
And I think
because
that they'll attack her.
she's been complaining this entire past week that Stydias are going after her and they're blaming her. Even though she didn't write the show, she's just reviewing what happened. And she's sitting there on Twitter like, I just don't understand why they would build up Stydia for all these seasons and then give us practically nothing. And it's like, because they didn't build up Stydia for all these seasons.
Because they didn't build it up. Exactly.
Like, why is it so hard for you to understand this was a last-minute decision because Dylan was leaving?
Oh, wait, someone says Meg stopped her reviews. Her last one was apparently 618. Where did you hear that from, BBS? Did someone else take them over?
She did 618 and 619 together.
Yeah.
They're airing together.
Oh.
The only thing she hasn't done yet is 620, and that's because she won't do that till after these two air.
Okay. No, I
usually
don't...
post them in the beginning of the week.
Oh, I can't wait.
Which means she's already seen the finale, and she's trying to work up the courage to figure out how to tell Stydia's, oops.
Wait, she posted where? On Twitter? Oh, let's
she
check this out.
She posts on Pure Fandom is where she posts the reviews.
Well, where she posts reviews, but BBS said that she posted on Twitter that
she's not going to review the last one, so she doesn't have to say anything.
If she really doesn't, that's going to be ridiculous.
That's going to be pretty telling, too. All of a sudden, you won't.
She said, again, I do not write this show. Dang! She said, Meg, is it true there'll be no Stydia kiss in 620? How can you do this to us? And she was like, I do not write this show. Review. I am too sad to make sense. Oh, dang.
Wait, is that on Twitter? Because I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, she said, my last Teen Wolf spoiler free is tomorrow. That's crazy.
She said, I'm too sad to make sense.
Is she really not going to review the finale?
She's going to.
Oh, she said her last Twitter free is tomorrow, so maybe she's going to release the last one tomorrow. But does she release them that early? Usually she waits a little bit, doesn't she?
I think she's done both, because I've looked for them just to see what the rating thing that she does is.
Right.
And, sometimes they're up on, Tuesday, and sometimes, there was one that was up until, Thursday or Friday.
Okay.
So I don't know that she has, a set thing.
If I did write this show, Styles and Lydia would be sexting throughout all these episodes. Girl, you did not need to write that. Come on, get it together.
These are so annoying. We asked for Styles and Derek to stand together, and they're like, "Oh, why are you doing that?" And they're like, "I want Styles and Lydia to sext, and I want them to bang all over the place, and that's perfectly okay."
Exactly. We were the perverted ones, for wanting them in the same room together, God forbid.
She said, I have Forrest Whitaker on this one. She said, I'm too sad to make sense. Dang.
It's okay. It's all good because Derek carries Styles.
Yes. So good.
Oh, I have to make a post. Or I have to get ready for the finale because I have to tweet Maddie and everybody and say congratulations.
Yes! Oh my God, do it. I will reblog the crap out of that. And get Nation's film in there. And get... Oh, and Meg. Shoot, she deserves a spot at the table. And Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
All them hoes. All them hoes. I'm here for it. Until Peter, you were right. Yeah, figure out what's going on with Meg if she's going to review the finale. Because I want to see the Stydias turn on her even more.
Yeah, well, they're already doing it, so it's just going to get worse.
I love it. I love it so
I hope
much.
she had fun with her little fan club while it lasted.
Exactly. So, that girl. She's like, I just don't understand. And I'm like, it's Teen Wolf. And they hate you.
There have been 5 seasons that have set a precedent for the fact that you weren't going to get a happy ending.
Exactly.
And everybody has been telling you. Like, everybody.
So don't play dumb and be like, I don't understand.
I thought they were so different. That's why.
And I love all the people that are like, oh, Jeff's not homophobic. He has Jackson and Ethan. It's like, no. Oh.
Please.
Here, can you? Okay, we're gonna take. Everybody's about to be witness to some triflingness. Hi, what happened?
Oh, I'm sorry. We were really busy.
That's really busy. Could they have contacted me? Do I get this free? Can I get my points back?
You can call the store and talk to our manager.
I can call the store. I don't want to get you in trouble, but I'm also like, yo, where's my pizza, Mike?
Oh, yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
All right.
Yeah, you can call her.
Do I need to sign?
Yeah.
Oh. We were getting worried.
Yeah.
Is it still hot?
I would too. I'm assuming.
I'm like taking out my pizza.
I don't think I'm going to touch it and stuff, right?
I think it's on. Okay.
But yeah, you can just call the store.
Alright, I'm gonna call them.
Yeah. Usually what they do is they either give you the next person for free or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Thank you. We're getting our next one for free. So we might be having pizza tonight. Alright, everybody, I'm going home. My food is here. Oh, as I fall. Thank you so much for coming out with us. Say goodnight, Cole.
Good night, guys.
Say goodnight, Amanda.
Good night, everybody.
And tomorrow, I'll be in the air. Wait, no. Oh, it's tonight. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be at a movie. F them hoes. But maybe after. I might be online. So feel free to come up to the inbox so we can be shenanigans together. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.